The queues in the rule center display very important KPIs. And in some cases, we can assign values to queues in order to set up a sentiment of a queue. And so again, the queue is a visual representation of aggregated business data. You can have, for example, queues for bookkeepers, for warehouse workers, for salespersons, and so on. Now, some of the queues, for example, in the sales order processor rule centers are the ones that you can see here, so partially shipped, delayed, and average days delayed. Now, some of these queues, and these are some good examples, also display a colored indicator at the top of the queue. And you can see green, you can see orange, and you can see red. Now, these display the sentiment, and you can assign these values, or you can assign the values based on which these colors should be displayed. Green is, of course, positive. Red is ambiguous, so danger zone, you could say. Yellow is danger zone, you could say. And then red, of course, is not so good. Let's have a look at how we can assign these values. So this is something that we can do both in the web client and the Windows client. So here in the web client, if I click on activities, I can go to setup queues. And now you can see here the different queues displayed in my rule center, and that we can add thresholds to the queues. So we have a threshold 1 and we have a threshold 2. And then within these thresholds, you can specify the low range style, the middle range style, and the high range style. So basically this means that we can specify when, for example, a specific value can be considered as favorable, ambiguous, and unfavorable. And now you can see, for example, delayed. Favorable is everything from 1 and below 1. Then between 1 and 20 is ambiguous, and above 20 is unfavorable. And that's why if I close this page, you can see that now currently delayed is displayed as green because there's no delay. Now this is because of my work date, so let me change the work date to the 25th of January 2018, so the demonstration work date. And then you will see that if I now refresh the page, that there's another value, 14, and that this is now colored orange or yellow, which is ambiguous. So let me go back. If I go to activities, setup queues, you can see indeed that between 1 and 20 is ambiguous. Now I can change this. So for example, I can go to 20 and I can change this, for example, to 10, saying that everything that is delayed 10 days or more should now be considered as unfavorable. And what you see now is that I have a personalized queue. So let me show you. If I now go to close, you can see now that the bar displays red, the red color, which means, again, unfavorable. But again, what is very important here is that this is now a personalized queue, because in general, for all the other users, 20 remains the value from which on it is unfavorable. You see, so this is now only for my specific rule center, for my specific case. And so this is how we can set up these queues with colored indicators, as you can see here, by assigning these values and by assigning favorable, ambiguous, and unfavorable. Also notice that not all queues have a favorable low range style. And this is of course also possible to only assign the middle range the high, or to only assign low, middle range, or low, high, and so on. So you can assign each combinations of these 3 range styles as you want.